Welcome to this session on literary criticism. Dear students, welcome to the second session on literary criticism. In the previous class, we have discussed what is meant by literary criticism and what are the qualities of a good critic. We have also discussed the major personalities who constitute the classical phase of criticism. Among them, the first and foremost one is Plato. Today, let us look into the contributions of Plato. Plato was born in 428 BC in Athens. He became the disciple of Socrates. After the death of Socrates, Plato left Athens and traveled through Italy and Egypt. On his return, he founded an academy in Athens. Plato was influenced by a number of pre-Socratic thinkers. On this slide, you can see the images of pre-Socratic thinkers, namely Heraclitus and Parmenides. Along with them, you can also see the mathematician Pythagoras, who exerted a considerable influence on Plato's thought. Pre-Socratic thinkers used to reject the physical world by calling it a mere appearance. They said that the physical world in which we live, the physical world which we sense through our body senses, it is only an appearance. And they tried to find out and describe a reality underlying all physical appearances. Let us see which were the major assumptions on reality which prevailed before Plato. Let's first take the assumption put forward by Heraclitus. He said that all things in the universe are in a state of flux. He meant that everything is susceptible to continuous change. Secondly, we move to Parmenides. He viewed reality as unchanging and unitary. Such differing and interesting views existed among pre-Socratic thinkers about reality. Before you know what Plato said about reality, it is important to know what were the assumptions of pre-Socratic thinkers about the same. Plato's method of thought and reasoning is quite interesting. It is popularly known as Plato's dialectical method. He acquired this dialectical method from his master Socrates. It is a method of pursuing truth. It's a method of systematic questioning of received ideas and opinions. Instead of blindly believing whatever came to him, he used to question them, he used to apply his rationality, and then he would reach at what we call truth. So, this method is popularly known as Plato's dialectical method. Plato's dialogues. Most of Plato's philosophy is explained in dialogue form. Dialogue with Socrates, usually cast as the main speaker. Most scholars seem to agree that the early dialogues expound the central philosophical concerns and method of Socrates. So let us have a look at Plato's dialogues. Republic, Apology, Ion, Crito, Lysis, Laches, Charmides, Euthyphro, Gorgias. So today we have started our discussion on Plato, and we came across personalities who have influenced Plato in course of time, and we also dealt with the assumptions, the differing assumptions which existed about reality, and we learned Plato's method of reasoning, which is popularly known as dialectical method, and now we have discussed the major dialogues of Plato. In the next class, we will be moving on to the theories proposed by Plato. We will discuss them in detail one by one. Thank you.